Hey, welcome to Overdrift. Might be in a slightly unfamiliar screen. This is very loud. I'm going to turn this down for me slightly. So, unfortunately, I did an entire Celestial Lance build, and my audio corrupted horrifically. So, none of that can go live. And that's a shame, because we unlocked Nemesis, and I also got considerably better at doing a Celestial Lance build. Which means we're also now onto Supermod unlocks. All is not lost, for I can do it again. It's really not that big a deal. I didn't get some of the mod upgrades that I wanted to, and I also coughed a whole bunch of times over the course of the episode, which I muted the mic for. I'm very proud of myself being all professional and such, but it doesn't change the fact that I still coughed a whole bunch. So, yeah, we're missing out on it a little bit, but not a great deal, unfortunately. That said, I'm going to take Pulse. Pulse is a short-range, powerful electromagnetic blast that deals double damage to targets that are really close to me and fires secondary projectiles in a 240-degree cone. So, quite close to me. We're going to be taking Hullbreaker at the body, which gives me crash damage, which is boosted by high speeds. Penetrating enemies that I destroy, which is great. 65% crash damage resistance, and 15% hull recovery rate. I lose shield durability, and I lose rate of fire when I take Hullbreaker. So I'm in a bit of a situation where I need to be hitting things as much as possible to really be making the best out of this weapon. I'm not going to be doing a lot of damage if I'm not hitting things, and the rate of fire decrease in the weapon is going to exacerbate that. Especially on a weapon like Pulse, where I already have quite a low rate of fire to begin with. I'm going to be taking Warp, so this teleports me to an area after my shield is destroyed, creating a deadly pulse on entry and exit, which deals 400 damage, and on top of that, I'm going to be taking Volatile Shielding, which deals 800 damage in an area where my shields are destroyed. So I'll have a 1200 damage burst whenever my shields are broken. Quite a big deal, I would think, and putting me in like a bit of a slightly more safe situation. Oh, this man is a threat. Without my shields, I'm a bit fragile, so I need to be careful. There's Volatile Shielding as well, which is great. Without my shields, I'm a little bit fragile, so I need to be a bit careful. And a lot of my damage output is unfortunately decreased. But I'm not that worried. I've gotten not quite as far as Seraph in the last video. It's really, really unfortunate that it didn't go live, because I was actually pretty happy with my performance on both of the runs that I did. I didn't get quite as far as Seraph. There's a particular enemy that I've been having a lot of problem with. The absolutely giant juggernaut, the big yellow one, whose name is lost on me. But he's a big tanky boy. So I need to take efficiency if I want Celestial Lance, and I need hull strength if I want force armor. There's a couple of different upgrades that I kind of have to go down, or rather a couple of different upgrade paths that I have to go down, even just to get this build off the ground. Which makes this one of the weaker builds to start with. You've got a lot of upfront damage with things to do with Celestial Lance and Hullbreaker, but you're also really, really squishy, and that's really scary. So I'm not going to take Celestial Lance here, even though it's the main point of the build, because when you move quickly, you take burn damage proportional to my speed. Celestial Lance is a searing aura that burns enemies, and burn damage being quite important there. It deals 45 burning damage per second for 3 seconds, and the size and damage are proportional to my speed. All fairly standard stuff, but I'm not going to take it right now because I'm going to take a whole bunch of damage if I do, and I'm not going to take regeneration because there's another upgrade that I want. Instead, I'm going to take Absorption to unlock Force Armor for me later, and then I'm going to take Skirmish. This gives me bonus crash damage when I fire my weapon, and bonus weapon damage after I crash into an enemy. So I need to be a bit careful here so I don't get rammed. And then, so what you'll see me doing if I'm not moving too fast so that I can't even pay attention is firing Pulse just before I hit an enemy, effectively doubling my crash damage, not quite, but dealing a substantial amount more damage. And Blitz as well. So Blitz is quite nice to get 15% bonus damage to enemies when I crash into them. Simple as. So I'm going to be firing my weapon just before I hit enemies, and because it's Pulse and I'm really close, I'm going to be dealing double my weapon damage, which is, it's going to scale down quite substantially. Or rather, it's not going to be scaling up with enemies like you would hope. He's just going to get caught in this, so I'm going to leave him be. Juggernaut represents a problem for this build. Yeah, I'm okay with that. what doesn't represent a problem, singularities. You can just skirt on the edge of it as much as you like, it's great. It's gonna move out of the way of this. Now, I've cleared out about 2-3 waves with that, and it's a bit scary because I've lost a lot of experience. But I'm not that scared. The Celestial Lance itself is quite powerful. You got massive amounts of damage, like I was saying, and you just end up a little bit lacking on the defensive side. The shield's back up, so... Oh, and we also unlocked an achievement last run. I almost completely forgot. There's Celestial Lance. Improved thrusters, so we can go for Deadly Wake. I was thinking I looked a bit at... What's the word I'm looking for? Non-luminescent dull. There. We unlocked an achievement, Sonic Rainboom, which, I mean, I'm almost inevitably going to experience again. For getting a hyper boost and then hitting an enemy with proccing, I believe it's volatile shields, or rather warp. Either way, it was pretty cool. It looked quite nice. There's like a really large rainbow explosion, and then I got an achievement, which is extremely satisfying. Just around this man. Yeah, just much more satisfying that way. And I don't like any of these, but I'm going to take Candescence just for the extra burn damage on Celestial Lance, and then Deadly Wake when I get it. So I need to deal with this guy's shields ASAP, because they heal him over time, putting me in a terrible situation where I'm almost dead, so let's be kindly careful. Purge is good, but I don't really want it right now. I don't want Streamline because that reduces my crash damage. I do want Juggernaut, but I also want Terminate. These are pretty big for me. Juggernaut is increased hull strength, crash damage, and knockback resistance. I gain size. I lose thrust, but I have so much thrust it just doesn't matter. And Terminate kills enemies who are at less than 12% of their maximum hull when I hit them. But I'm going to take Juggernaut for the extra survivability on a build that is already in a lot of danger of dying. Deadly Wake would be really good, and I do need emergency systems ASAP, so probably that. I just ran into a bunch of explosive missiles. Ooh, that was poor. Yeah, so you'll see there's been a few odd slight changes here, but nothing too major. I'm going to go for that again. That was a bit unfortunate on my part. I played that last part kind of badly and got way too passive with the self-healing drone enemy when I really needed to be aggressive as much as possible. It's not a weapon where you can afford to slack at all. I say weapon, but it's very much not a weapon. And I've also been completely ignoring a path that I've been wanting to take for ages, which is weaponized shields. And this is going to be the run. This is going to be the one where I take weaponized shields and I don't use my weapon for any kind of damage, which I'm really excited to try. And it's just all Celestial Lance. There's Warp. Been very kind to me. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised. Also got a really nice purple color. I would love to take, it's not Temporal, it's Reflect for the extremely pleasant green color at some point, but just while I'm trying to get this build to work, I'm going to keep doing it as it is. So, shield effect radius, yes. Great upgrade. Overall, just kind of nice. Gives me a bigger warp area so that hopefully I don't get just warped into enemies. Ooh. Also, do want to break on him though. Yeah, there we go. Don't sit in the danger snakes. Okay, I'm okay. Shield's back. I can't even describe how much at risk you are when you're doing a Celestial Lance build when your shield is down. It's absolutely terrifying. So yeah, 1 efficiency. Deadly Wake is a nice secondary amount of damage. I know I constantly preach how great Deadly Wake is. That's actually not the one that gets me Deadly Wake. That's the one that gets me that's the one that gets me Celestial Lance anyway. I constantly preach the advocacy of Deadly Wake, because I think it's in a position where right now it is just way too strong. It does so much damage with literally no downside. I kind of want Essence Stab. I don't want radiant shields. I kind of want focus shields. I will take hull strength though. And Celestial Lance, sure. I feel like I'm in a bit of a safe situation to take this right now. Oh, there's Sonic. It's not Sonic Rainbow the achievement, unfortunately, but no, none of these. I will take improved thrusters though, just to start working on Deadly Wake. Oh, they have a stealth effect. That's really cool. I didn't even realize. I wonder if they're invulnerable to contact damage when they're flying away. I missed. Don't die. Oh, I was really hoping he would have backed right up into those and just been decimated by them. Hit me with a bullet. Fortunately, it's still not here. I'm just gonna reroll a whole bunch. Focus shields. Okay, sick. So this gives me increased shield power and shield effect power, which is the explosive damage, and shield durability when I lose shield radius. And that's fine by me, honestly. But I need to be really careful here. I don't want to take a bunch of damage from Celestial Lance and disappear in the blink of an eye, which is what's just gonna happen if I'm not as careful. It's a lot of lost experience, unfortunately. Ooh, I got most of those. That's great. Oh, that's a laser. Okay, that worked out quite well. Deadly Wake. Yeah, I know I constantly talk about how good it is, but it is. It's just so good. And if you have Candescence on it as well, it just oof. Oof. And I'm so happy that the developer is so willing to just let builds be strong. Because I always really hate when developers don't. They're just like, oh no, I can appreciate that there's an aspect of balance that's quite important, but at the same time, just let me be powerful, you know? And these are what I want. Weaponized shields. Add a weaponized effect to any shield. Targets within the weaponized effect radius take 20% total damage, modified by shield effect power. I have never taken this. I have no idea what it does. I'm quite excited. So my shield is up. Is it just like a constant amount of damage? Or what? Oh, do they take more damage when they're in my shield? Juggernaut. Ooh, that's quite good. I wonder how that interacts with the explosion, because technically my shield is destroyed, so I would assume it just doesn't. Emergency systems. This is the backbone of any build. If you're going for any crash damage build. Emergency systems is that when your shield breaks, you gain temporary immunity to damage. That's it. That's basically it. I'm not going to take Gemini Protocol. Gemini Protocol is a terrible idea. And Force Armor for increased damage resistance of all kinds, including crash damage. Quite important. So yeah, when your shield breaks, you take. Ooh, that was rough. That was really rough. Ooh. What I was going to say is that when your shield breaks, you gain damage immunity. And as you can imagine, for a build where you're going to be breaking your shield all the time, it's really important. But it's also really important to stay alive. Man, that is a shame. That is a real shame. Okay. I am unfortunately gonna call it there for that episode. That death has me so sad and so drained, and the entire failed recording. Oh my god, I just such good runs all around with a couple of extra unlocks and an achievement and everything. I'm sickened, thoroughly sickened, but at the same time, you know, what can you do? So I'll be sure to catch you guys in the next episode. I'm thinking of bumping up my upload schedule to 3 weeks, 3 videos a week. If you are indeed watching, then I hope you continue to watch and maybe enjoy the extra videos. Maybe I'll get on the back of that YouTube algorithm and have some more regular uploads. Either way, I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching Nova Drift with me, and thank you for being phenomenal. See you next time.